Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The next opponent for rising New Zealand heavyweight prospect slash fringe contender Junior Fa, it's been confirmed as 12-1 Ghanaian Richard Lartey. So the 14-0 Fa, he will take on the Ghana national champion on June 22nd in Auckland, New Zealand, in a televised event on Sky Sports. And this event is being promoted by former heavyweight contender turned promoter Shane Cameron, who says it's great to have Junior Fa back in New Zealand looking to continue his undefeated reign, and Lartey will be a genuine tough opponent and a true test for Junior, which is what he needs. So I've spoken to Junior Fa about this fight and his career more broadly, but before I get the interview rolling, I actually do have to fall on my sword here. I had to nix my side of the conversation from the video because there was some sort of playback issue. So what I've done is I've overlaid the questions that I did ask. So I started by asking Junior Fa about the announcement of Richard Lartey as his next opponent.
To be honest, we don't actually know too much. We just know he's a African fella from Ghana. He's 6'5", Orthodox, I believe. So so just from that, we've just been planning to fight a tall opponent who will probably like to jab, because we've tried to search him up on YouTube and there's not too much on him. Actually, there's no footage of him, so we couldn't get too much. But there's some people from the development team who has seen him, so we're just going off their word and just basically working off what we've heard, but we've seen nothing. He's a tall fella. He likes to work a lot with his longer punches. And that's what I said. We've heard. I think that's. And we heard that he does pack a punch as well. The guy can hit. He carries his weight around probably 100 kgs flat. And I'm guessing if he's from Ghana, he'll be there to fight and there to win. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it does a little. It seems a little risky on my end, but but my team, who has seen him, they all say that it's a good fight for me. So I'm going in with that knowledge and that being more of a confidence booster, knowing that my team knows that this will be a good fight. So I take that into account, and then I just do my thing, which is to train hard and just become as prepared as I can on the day. We kind of gone back a lot to the basics, just a lot of long jabs, being busy with the jab, and a long two. Wow, so so just a lot to do with my straight punches, just the ones and the twos, and a lot of my footwork as well. That's basically been the focus of this preparation so far, just because we can't really focus on too much else because we don't know exactly what he fights like. But the ones and twos and the distance and the footwork, they feel like that'll be something that'll definitely come into play with this fight, Yeah. So a lot of it was to do with my mental preparation towards that fight. I kind of overshot it, and in a sense, I kind of looked past him. I came into the ring way too confident, way too hyper, and a lot of the confidence went into my training. I knew that I trained very hard for that fight. I knew that I was really strong, so I put a lot of confidence into that, and I just basically left my boxing brain at home. So I wasn't listening to the coach. I wasn't setting anything up. Um, and after the fight, um, even though I won, I know it felt like a loss because I didn't do a good performance at all. But then I came back into New Zealand, and like my coach said that there was a dirty fight, that definitely was a messy fight, but just take comfort that um, they're they're basically all the things that I needed to use in that fight. I basically already know. I just didn't do it in the fight. So in terms of training on fixing up some stuff, we didn't really have to fix too much because the stuff that I should have been doing, I didn't do. So it's kind of more of like a um, mental block that I had to pass. I just so basically going into our next fight, I know what not to bring to the fight. I definitely know that I should basically be a bit more level-headed, a bit more clear on the boxing plan, and just basically go out there and box and not go out there and try to rip his head off. I do feel a lot with my endurance. I with the conditioning side, I feel like I can train a lot harder and basically recover a lot quicker. Because when I first got to their gym, training hard was okay, but it'll take me a few nights to basically recover from that one session. So so my body's slowly getting used to the hard days there. And a lot of it is my food intake as well. I'm with Jordan Real Fitness, and he's basically put me on a great diet um, where it suits me, and it's the foods that I like, and it's that has been a huge, huge help to me. Just just basically having his knowledge and sticking to his plan, where I can eat the foods that I like and basically stick to a proper diet where I don't feel like I have to cheat. Um, I'm expecting a lot of different looks. I've been hearing a lot about Malik Scott. The last time when I was in Vegas, there was a coach that we're talking to, and I sparred Hasim Jr. Um, and he was there. And then after the spar, we got to go to the coach's house, and the coach was telling me that basically I should be sparring with a lot of more experienced guys. I think Junior is probably like 2-0 or 4-0 or something. He's a young prospect, and he told me that I should be sparring guys like Malik Scott. And I've seen Malik Scott around in a few camps. He was there on the Deontay Wilder camp when I was in that state as well. He was in the Joseph Parker camp. So I thought it would be great if I brought him over for this camp right now. He's a tall guy, um, nice guy, very very skillful fighter. I've seen a lot of tapes on him, very very skillful. So I'm looking forward to sparring with him and training alongside of him, learning off what he's kind of seen in other camps, seeing what he has been through in the ring, and I looking forward to picking up small things that he has picked up in his career, with him being a lot more experienced than myself. I definitely know that I'll be fighting again in the States, possibly a couple of times this year. Um, so I'm guessing that'll be next. We haven't spoken too much about it, but it looks like I might be flying to the States and staying there for possibly a couple months rather than just 2 weeks before a fight. because usually what happens, I get told that I'm fighting in the States, and then I do my camp here, and I travel 2 weeks before my fight over to the States. But it looks like I might be spending a few months over there, so I could be training and fighting over there in the next few months. Yeah, so I'm hoping to basically get ranked as soon as I can, and basically in any of the sanctioning bodies, and then just basically keep on progressing, keep on impressing. To be honest, I don't know when my shot will come. I'm not too what's the word? I don't really want to feel like I'm rushing into it. So I'm basically in no like rush, but I'm hoping to possibly get like a serious contender for some kind of bout, and possibly early next year, and then just basically wait until my time comes, and then by that time I should definitely be ready. I think when I'm closer to 20 fights, I think that my name will be definitely out there for the for one of the major belts. So yeah, so possibly around the 20s, around the 20 fight mark. Yeah, definitely. Him and his team have definitely done a great job. They basically set out a goal, and Parker definitely impressed with each step of his career. In his last fight, had a great showing of his ability in the ring. So so he has definitely put in a great name for himself, and showing the other Kiwis that they can do this also. So I'm looking to kind of go in the same direction as him. Yeah, I definitely think so. I definitely think it'll be a great fight, and possibly a fight that'll have to happen. I know there's not too much of a demand for it right now, but I know as I continue to climb the ranks, and as the New Zealand public see that there is another contender, there will definitely be a demand for the fight. So I'm not too sure when, but if it does happen, I think him and I will both be more than happy to go toe to toe in the ring again. Yeah, just to keep on following my progress. I definitely have a few more fights this year. Keep an eye on my page on Facebook and on Instagram as well. I'll be posting up a bit more as well. I've been a bit slack with my posting, but I'll be posting up a bit more because I'm training a lot more now. So yeah, I know that there's bigger things to come, and yeah, and just look out for my name.